Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. When a video game is released and it is given high praise and high scores, high marks, high reviews, people will go out of their way and, of course, naturally buy the game to see if it's worth their time. And if the game is classified as an RPG, an open world with exploration and secrets and specials to find, side quests and whatnot, players will devote hours upon hours, in my case, over 1,000 hours into Cyberpunk. But anyway, finding all the secrets, all the vehicles, the mounts, and all the skins and the special secrets. But unfortunately, when a game releases to a wet fart, so to speak, well, it runs into a few problems, and apparently that's one of them with Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws. In this little report from Fandom Pulse, I saw this going around that Ubisoft came out and claimed that there are players who have still never unlocked their own special mount. Apparently, there's a Fathier, those ugly little horse things from Canto Bite, the worthless scene in Star Wars Disney trilogy. But players have yet to unlock their own. Ubisoft revealed that not a single Star Wars Outlaw player had unlocked their own Fathier. Y'all tell me how to pronounce this thing in the comments section. I watched that movie once and I will never go back to it. I'm sure they said the name in it, but I can't be bothered to find out. Boom. In its dev update number 5, which is released on December 18th, Ubisoft Star Wars Outlaws team revealed, quote, "Here's a little secret. To this day, no one has acquired their own Fathier." I'm going to go with Fathier. To unlock this, players need to complete dedicated short quests scattered around betting stations. Oh, it's the horse races. The thing that I'm sure pulled so many players in to devote their time to. They probably spent more time on the horse races, much like the eating minigame, than they spent on actually fixing the bugs and the story in the game itself. This will reveal an additional quest that brings Kay back to Toshara for a special opportunity. Let's see if anyone can crack it down. Well, people would have to continue to play your game. And, well, I have some bad news for you. Canto Fathier Racing. Let's see what this says. Canto Blight, it should be called Canto Blight, is not only Kay and Nyx's home, but also the home. They keep wanting to go back to that, huh? So that's where Kay's from. They love that planet, don't they? Or city. Is it a city? I don't care. It's a Disney Star Wars. But also the home of Fathier Racing, which is why it was a natural fit in our game. With Canto Blight in a game, and Syndicate's obviously rigging races is perfectly aligned with the world we are building. The races offer thrilling, I doubt it, press X it out, ladies and gentlemen, scenarios where your Fathier might make a desperate sprint to cross the finish line first, capturing the excitement of real horse races, except, no. We worked hard to make these races as entertaining as possible. Well, maybe if you devoted your time, instead of, on the eating minigame or the Fathier racing, the horse races, and taking that time and devoted it to the game itself, instead of having players fall through the environment, restrict them in the supposed advertised open world that was Star Wars Outlaws, then maybe it would have gotten a better reception. Or maybe just put some talented people on the avatar. Make the avatar look better. Who knows? Here's a little secret. To this date, blah, blah, blah. Already read that. This revelation appears to further emphasize how poorly the game has done. You think? Commercially, on top of how undedicated players are to the game if they happen to purchase it. I feel so bad for those people. I think the only people, well, I can't say the only people, but a good bit of the people that purchased it was to review it negatively. Well, put their money where their mouth is, because we all got the reports. The people who reviewed it positively, well, they got the game for free and got flown out to Los Angeles, but what do I know? They're not paid shills, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely not. Ubisoft had previously admitted that the game's sales were softer than expected. I'm not making that joke. In a financial note published in September, the company added, despite solid ratings, because, Metacritic 76, for a Star Wars game. 76 for a Star Wars game. I don't think that's all that solid. 3.9 out of 5, again, for a Star Wars game. That's supposed to be open world. You would think that's a no-brainer with a game like this. You set in the Star Wars universe, perhaps as a bounty hunter, and you go after bounties. It's an adventure across multiple planets, trying to figure out where these are, deciphering clues to find your next target instead of filled with ideological nonsense. Hell, you know what? If you want to avoid the supposed difficulty of programming, coding, or visualizing the female face, because that apparently is so difficult, put a helmet on them. That's it. Put a helmet on them. The Unknown Bounty Hunter. Make another one of those games and see how well it sells. But with the rapid decline of the Star Wars franchise in popularity, I'm not sure how much that would sell even today. Would players give it a chance? Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I can't even remember what the next Star Wars game's going to be, but we've heard a few things about that. We're going to be paying attention to it. Let's see. Ah, yes, the 3.5 that reflect an immersive and authentic Star Wars universe where Jabba the Hutt will come at the end and save you. Spoiler alert, because that makes oh so much sense. That's your authentic Star Wars universe. Okay. Initial sales proved to be softer than expected. At the end of September, after the game had been on sale for a month. The game has been out for 4 months, and no one has found or even bothered to go down the horse racing path. What does that tell you about a game? I spent over 1,000 hours in Cyberpunk exploring photo mode, doing every single side mission that I could, exploring everything, finding all the nooks and crannies and different little things, because Night City itself was its own character. It was the game that pulled me in with the lore, with the stories, with the side missions, the characters, the voice acting, and everything, and the absolute beauty of the city, despite crashing every 2 hours. That game just pulled me in. It sucked me in 100%. I enjoyed exploring it. That doesn't seem to be the case with Star Wars Outlaws. We are familiar with this universe. We're familiar with some of the rules and laws and the ideas and lore behind the Star Wars universe over decades and decades and decades, and yet Ubisoft could not seem to make a game that has a script. It has a playbook on how to make something in the Star Wars universe successful, and they dropped the proverbial ball, so to speak. That was a lot to say one little thing, but you understand what I mean. They had a formula, and they failed miserably. People have walked away from this game, so much so, lost interest so much so that I'm sure nobody even thought about the idea that you could have your own Fathier mount in Fathier racing. Very interesting. Just proves, again, like John says, it shows more and more. Things like this show more and more how these games are failing. People are losing interest. They're not interested in whatever perceived, we're going to go with perceived agenda they have with the beautiful, oh so beautiful, Kay Vess and how they made her avatar. Is anybody even still interested in playing this? I believe there are maybe 1,000 players playing it on Steam right now, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is there a game out there that you spent so many hours you found every single nook and cranny that you possibly could? Did you spend 1,000 hours on an RPG? Did you spend 100 hours exploring as much as you possibly could? What game is your go-to as far as exploration goes? Because it's definitely not Star Wars Outlaws. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, all those little things us YouTubers beg you to do. And that was a whole jumble of mess. I do hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.